have started tutoring on Revit MEP, Mechanical Electrical Plumbing. This is the second part of earlier tutorial. So here we'll see modifying roof, how to modify roof. So for that, isolate the pipe in view. So isolate the pipe in view. For this, zoom in until you can see the drain pipe easily. Zoom your model until you can see the drain pipe easily. Make sure you have modify command active. Press escape a couple of times if necessary. We are pressing escape key couple of times means 2 times to activate modify command. Then move your mouse cursor over a drain pipe. Don't click. Press tab key twice on your keyboard until you see the pipes are selected. So listen carefully. You should see this in status bar. Just look towards the status bar. Branch in a pipe network up to piece of equipment. Then click your mouse to select the pipe. Then pressing tab key will cycle between objects selection. You can press tab to cycle between overlapping objects or to select connected object. So this is the use of pressing tab. Then changing pipe size. Now next part is changing pipe size. Change the pipe size from water closet. So zoom in. Pipe near water closet. Hold the control key and click pipes and fittings highlighted below. So in the image you will see. So you select by holding control key. Press these pipes. So here holding control key allows you to add more object to the selection set. You will see plus sign near your mouse cursor when you press control key. In the option bar, change the diameter to 80 mm. Before you start changing the pipe size from the urinals, you need to change the floor drain size first. Select the floor drain as shown in figure. From type selector, which is in properties browser, change the floor drain type. Select 125 mm strainer, 50 mm. 125 mm strainer, 50 mm drain. With the same method we did before, change the pipe size to 50 mm and 65 mm. See the image. So red arrows. So here Revit MEP has a tool to calculate the pipe or duct sizes automatically. Then changing the pipe slope. So if you want to change the pipe slope, how to do? Next, we will add slope to the drain pipe. Select all the pipes. You can place the mouse cursor above a pipe, then press tab like we did before, or you can select window selection. You can do the window selection. I have shown in figure. You can see window selection. Click the filter tool on your contextual ribbon tab selection panel. In the filter dialog box, when you select any filter tool from ribbon, a filter dialog box appears. So uncheck plumbing fixtures, leave pipe fittings and pipes check as shown in figure. The plumbing fixture will be excluded from the selection set. Click OK as shown in figure. Click slope from contextual ribbon tab. in edit panel. In the next contextual ribbon tab, change the slope value to 1%. Click finish on ribbon tab. Revit will highlight the pipe in 3D view. Revit will highlight the pipe in 3D view. Revit can't apply the slope value to this pipe. So we will need to fix this. So Revit applied the slope, but it's not 1%. Select the pipe, elbow and vertical pipe. Horizontal pipe, elbow and vertical pipe to the floor drain. Press delete on your keyboard to delete them. To reconnect the pipe, go to the view 1 plumbing floor plan. Then select the Y fitting. Select the Y fitting. Right click above the connector and select drop pipe from contextual menu. Drop pipe from contextual menu. We want this new pipe to have 1% slope. So in slope piping, activate slope up and change the slope value to 1%. So see in figure. You can define pipe slope when you first start placing the pipe by setting this option. Now connect the fittings to the floor drain. Next, see the figure. Examine the completed model in 3D view. Select the pipe you added and check its properties on Properties palette. So Properties palette or Properties browser. So in constraint, notice that now the slope is 1. Now, next part is Revit MEP working with systems. Working with systems. So we'll learn how to create routes by placing the pipes to connect our equipment. So now we'll study create route by using the auto route feature. So we'll study how to create route by using auto route feature. But before that, we need to create the systems. We need to create the systems. So select ceiling plan, ceiling mechanical 1 from project browser. You will see the ceiling grid in this view. We will use it to place our diffusers. Now in Revit ribbon, go to system tab. So system tab is related with the MEP. So architecture tab is related to the architecture, structure tab is related to the structure. In Revit, system tab is related with the your plumbing work, MEP work. You can say MEP work. So in Revit ribbon, go to system tab, click air terminal in HVAC panel. So there are different panels like architecture or structure tab. They are having different panel for systems also. So in that, click air terminal in HVAC panel as shown in figure. You see these figures. Placing supply diffuser. How to place the supply diffuser. In type selector in property browser, change the family type to M supply diffuser 600 by 600 face 300 by 300 and change the offset to 2600 mm. 2600 is the ceiling elevation. It means we place the diffuser at ceiling height. We place diffuser at ceiling height as this required for HVAC system, mechanical system. Then see, do this in properties browser constraint, in constraint section. Then zoom in to the left top meeting room. Place 4 supply diffusers as shown in figure. Press AL, capital A and capital L to activate align tool. To activate align tool, press capital AL from your keyboard. Your cursor should show align tool is active. Select a ceiling grid line as a reference 1. Then select the edge of the diffuser to align. Edge of the diffuser to align. So here in the figure you see red arrows. First red arrow, second red arrow. Then placing return air diffuser. We have placed air diffuser. Now we need to place return air diffuser. So now with air terminal tool still active, in type selector change the family to M underscore return diffuser 600 by 600 phase 300 by 300 and change the offset to 2600 positive value. We are placing at ceiling level. So in properties browser as shown in figure. You just see the figures, listen carefully and see the figures, appropriate figure. Using the same technique, place the return air diffuser at the following location. So locations are also shown in figure. Placing air handling unit. Now air handling unit, AHU, that is air handling unit. Now let's place air handling unit. Click mechanical equipment in ribbon, mechanical equipment in ribbon, system tab, mechanical panel, mechanical equipment. Then in properties palette or properties browser, change in type selector to M air handling unit, split system, vertical 07 as shown in figure. Then place it accordingly. Make sure the direction is like below. Before you place, press spacebar to rotate. Press spacebar to rotate the equipment before you click it. Anything if you want to place and you want to rotate on screen, right at the moment, press spacebar to rotate, as like in placing door how we have flipped. So flip anything, you just use spacebar. Then click it. Now creating systems. Earlier we have studied connect the equipment and the system is automatically created. But here we'll create system first. So select a supply diffuser. Right click your mouse and select from context menu. Select all instances visible in view. All supply diffuser will be selected. First select one and then select all by clicking right. Then hold control key and click to the AHU to add it to selection. Hold control key and click the AHU, air handling unit, to add it to the selection. After you select the diffuser and AHU, click duct in create system panel. So after selecting diffuser, AHU, click duct in This is create system panel as shown in figure. Just see the figures. You will see a dialog box to create a duct system. Revit automatically detects this is a supply air system and the default name in mechanical supply air 1. You may change it or leave it as default. Click OK. You should see the diffuser and AHU are now in blue color as shown in figure. With the same procedure, create air return system as shown in figure. Air return system. Now examining the systems. You can easily see the air terminals that are already in system. The supply diffusers are blue and the return diffusers are purple. Supply diffusers are blue and return diffusers are purple. Examine in the system browser. So now in below mechanical there are two categories, return air and supply air. Now we can see our systems are below the categories. Click it and see in Revit view. The selected object is highlighted. Expand the system. Check the equipment in each system. So now we will see how to work with AutoRoute in Revit MEP. How to work with AutoRoute in Revit MEP. So we placed air terminals and air handling unit. We also created return air and supply air systems. Now we'll continue to work with model and create the route using generate layout tool. This is AutoRoute creation. Generate layout tool. We'll use generate layout tool and create the route. Now creating supply air route. First is the creating supply air route. In system browser, select mechanical supply air 1. If you don't see system browser, press F9 key. So press function 9 key, that is F9 key from your keyboard. You will see the system browser. Already I have explained in part 1. In figure also you see what to select. Then you will see all equipment on the system selected. You will also see a boundary around the system. You can also select a system by placing your mouse cursor above an air terminal and press tab until you see the system is highlighted. So there are two ways to select. Now in Revit ribbon contextual tab, you will see generate layout. Click that button, generate layout. You will see a preview of the route solution. Let's modify the route setting. See in figure. The route setting. For the main route, set the following: duct type, rectangular duct, radius, elbows or teeth, offset 3250 mm. Then for branch route, set the following things: duct type, rectangular duct, radius, elbows or teeth, offset 3250 mm, flex duct type none, maximum flex duct length 1800 mm. Click OK to close the setting dialog box. Click OK to close the setting dialog box. Then click the arrow next to the solution type. Click arrow next to the solution type. Then click on finish the layout. Green arrow as shown in figure. Then you will see the pipe network. Now, in many occasions, you might see warning or error when creating route with this method. You can still use the generate layout tool and fix the error later. It can be faster and easier than create the route manually, but sometimes it will be easier to create the route manually from beginning. So we'll see afterwards. Now change the duct height. Change the duct height. Let's modify the route. For this, we will change the duct size height because it's too low. Open 3D view and select the duct shown in figure. Change the offset value in the option bar to 3500 mm. Offset value in option bar. You will see the entire route height is changed. Now change duct size. Move your pointer above a duct and press tab. Move your pointer above a duct and press tab until you see all ducts are highlighted. Click your mouse to select it as shown in figure. Revit will open the duct sizing dialog box. Review the available settings. Review available settings and click OK. You will see the duct size is now changed. Now we will see how to work with spaces in Revit MEP. Working with spaces in Revit MEP. So now create a new MEP file and link architecture model. So create a new file using default mechanical template. Default mechanical template as shown in figure. Link the sample file to your new file. Link the sample file to your new file. You can find the Revit sample file in this folder C Program Files Autodesk RevitX Samples. Link file RAC_advanced sample_project.rbt to this file. Then enable room bounding. How to enable room bounding? By default, you can't use Revit link walls as room bounding. You need to enable it before we continue. Click the linked file in your view until it's highlighted. In the properties palette, click edit type. Check the room bonding option. Check the room bonding option in the type properties. In the type properties. Click OK to close the dialog box. Now creating spaces. If you are familiar with creating rooms in Revit architecture, then creating space is similar. You can find the tool in Analyze tab. Analyze tab. Then Space and Zone panel. Analyze tab. Create Analyze. Click on Analyze tab of ribbon and then go to the space and zones panel on ribbon and then click spaces, space separator, space tag, space naming, zone, whatever required. But here we are doing creating space, so create space. So however, your mouse on a room, keep your mouse on room. You can see the preview of your space. Click it to place it. Click it to place it. As like rooms, room tagging. How we are doing same way you do this. Then repeat the steps above to a few more rooms. Now you will see in the figure this will happen. Now place spaces automatically. Now place spaces automatically. You can manually place the spaces following the steps above. But if you want to automatically place all spaces, you can click place spaces automatically as shown in figure. It will create spaces for all rooms that is closed by wall boundaries. You might want to check the boundary first using highlight boundary tool. So use highlight boundary tool. Check whether these rooms are closed or not by wall boundaries, and then you use that place spaces automatically. Then after Revit completed creating spaces for this floor, it will show summary like in figure. Now use architecture rooms name and space naming. Use architecture rooms name with space naming. So architecture room name with space. Space and rooms are using the same boundaries. You may want to rename your spaces with the same name as room's name. It will be a tedious task to rename all the spaces. You can use space naming tool as shown in figure. This tool is included in Revit from 2017 and above version. However, if you use the older version, you must install space naming utility separate for the versions below 2017. Click the space naming tool. The tool will offer you following options as shown in figure. So select all levels or select specific levels. Change the option if necessary, then click OK to change the names. So now we will learn how to work with copy or monitor tool in Revit MEP. We will learn how to use copy and monitor tool in Revit MEP. In the last session, we have learned about creating the spaces for room. We will continue working with spaces afterwards to add spaces for the planner. In this session, we will cover copy and monitor tool. We use this tool to monitor the relationship between linked file and our project. You can copy or monitor data or objects in the project. But here we will use it to monitor the levels. So create the section crossing the building like the below image. Two images I have shown. Create section in view tab, select section and create the section, likewise shown in figure. Open the section view, review the section view. So section view is seen like this. Checking the datum is something that you should do when you first start creating the project. However, it might be good to change this now so you can learn how to modify the design. We are going to fix this before we continue. Now changing the level heights. Click the level 2 height value until you can edit it. Type 3800 mm to match it with the architecture model. Press enter to apply the changes. You will see warning below. Because we created the spaces with the level height 4000 mm, we need to change the spaces height too. Now modifying the space height. How to modify? Go to Manage tab, Enquiry panel, click the review warning as shown in figure by red arrow and red rectangle. You can check the overlap spaces by clicking the space name in the list. The review warning dialog doesn't select the object, but it can help you to find it. We will not modify it one by one. We will change the height for all the spaces at once. Close this dialog box. So close this dialog box. Then open mechanical floor plan in project browser. Activate the modify tool by pressing escape key once or twice. Select all objects in the building. Make the window selection as shown in figure. Make the window selection as shown in figure. On the ribbon, contextual ribbon tab, click filter. Click check none to deselect all categories. Check none to deselect all categories. And then select check only spaces. Check only spaces as shown in figure. By using a filter, you can select all objects in the same category quickly. We use this to select all spaces and change the space height at once. So now limit the offset. In properties browser, constraint type. Click apply to change the limit. If you go to review warning tool, the tool is now grayed and can't be activated. It's because we have resolved all the issues. Now using copy or monitor tool. Copy and monitor tool. So design changes are inevitable. The architecture design can change many times during the design process. When it happens, we want to be aware and review if it will affect our design. It is the main function of copy or monitor tool to change or monitor. As soon as there will be a change in architecture model, Revit should do their same changes in MEP model. Open the section view we created. Go to collaborate tab. In coordination panel, go to collaborate tab. Go in coordination panel and click copy or monitor copy or monitor. Then click the architecture file to select the link file. Click the architecture file to select the link file. You will see this panel on your ribbon. Then monitor and elaborate. Now monitor and elaborate. We want to monitor the existing level 2. We want to monitor existing level 2. For this, click monitor. Pick level 2 in the MEP file as the element to monitor. That is 1. In figure, see in figure, this 1 after completing sentence in bracket, they have the where to click first. That I have shown in figure with red arrows. 1. Then pick 02 floor as the corresponding element to monitor this. Then after the relationship is defined, you should see the copy or monitor symbol 3. After relationship is defined, you should see the copy or monitor symbol here. Then copy an element to our MEP file. We need to copy more levels to our project. Copying elements are not limited to the datum. You can copy architectural structure element too. Now click copy in the copy or monitor conceptual tab. Select the 3 levels below. So whatever 3 levels are there, you just select. I have the levels shown in figure with red arrow. If you use the copy in the copy or monitor tab, the relationship between the element in your file is also created. You don't have to use monitor tool to monitor them. Use anyone. Revit will give you a warning that coordination monitor alert level moved by 100. On Revit ribbon, select collaborate tab, select coordinate panel, then coordination review, select link. Select the architecture model from your view to continue. Select architecture model from your view to continue. You can see all unresolved coordination in this project. You can choose an action to resolve this issue. If you simply want to move your level to match the level, choose move level. So I have shown in figure.